I am Kate.
And I'm Rachel.
And I am Hannah.
And guess what we're talking about tonight?
What?
You tell me, Rachel.
Empire of Storms
Bye.
Sarah J. Maas.
And you love her how much?
This Benny.
Objectively bad.
Do I? You know, this one was better than the last one.
So, and that's all we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, start us off.
With?
You like Elide and Lorcan.
Yes, I do like
Tell me
Elide
why.
and Lorcan. Because that's what I usually like is the brooding.
The brooding, fucking
And the
7
very
foot
smart,
tall.
very with it, very like,
Nothing gets past her.
yeah,
Easily, she can manipulate anyone in the room.
yeah. I like Elide.
Yeah, Elide's great.
Yeah,
Love them. They're my favorite couple.
yeah.
Well, okay. They're in my top 5.
Okay, sorry. There are only 5
You can
couples.
have more than
We can put them in order.
favorites.
That's actually a fun exercise.
Okay.
So I guess we'll start there.
Okay.
Since this book is a lot about relationships.
Yeah.
We've got several couplings happening.
Mm-hmm.
So
Finally having coupling at all.
we get our first spicy scene that is 1.5 peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.5
A pepper at all, though, is good.
a pepper at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
So
peppers have entered the conversation.
we merge from teeny bopper to adult.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the book that Lorcan, just so that for full transparency, I've read this book, but my reread stopped at part 2 because I didn't have time. It's been a really busy season of my life. But I read this book before. But did Lorcan and Elide bang in this one?
No.
Okay, cool. Okay. I was like, please don't let me miss that part. Because
No.
No, but we
They
covered
have-
periods,
We have to talk about that next
which
time.
is really interesting.
They
her
do-
cycle.
Yep.
Yes.
Per cycle.
Yeah.
We've covered cycles. Aelin gets sand in her yoni.
do they talk about it though? Because I wanted to bring that up.
No, they just have wonderful romantic sex on the beach.
That is not how the beach sex works.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Very distracting to me.
I
Yeah.
hope that shield, I'm just thinking, I hope his shield of protection is underneath them too, because beach
That it
sex
also
is not
acts-
great.
Well, she does
acts
turn
as-
the sand to glass.
Yeah, but I hope it
Ouch.
acts as a like lubricant
That too.
because there's nothing fun about sex in the water.
No.
There's
No.
absolutely nothing fun about sex in salt water.
No.
So I think what we need to just have grace for is that Faye not only have multiple sexual organs that they are also immune to sand and seawater.
yes.
And sea creatures.
I mean, I love the idea of sex in water
Yeah.
and the ocean.
Yeah.
But realistically, this is why I don't get in hot tubs. Because all I think of is like, especially because she's like fiery.
Yeah.
So she's just this like,
I wonder if she
Boiling.
gets a lot of yeast infections.
because of the warmth. The heat probably burns away her.
Yeah.
She doesn't even need natural flora. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Flora?
Flora.
Fauna is creatures.
Yes.
Oh my God, you look like a cyclops right now because I can
You're
only see
welcome.
one of your eyes.
What? I'm not moving the
Can
microphone.
I see your beautiful eyes? No, wait, like, can you just move it like, maybe like a centimeter? Okay.
that better?
Yeah, now I can see your face.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I really wish you could have seen that angle. I'm going to take a picture.
Please don't. It's fine.
Not now, but maybe later. But circling back, relationships.
Sex
So,
on the beach. Not
sex
a
on
good
the
thing.
beach. But who's your favorite couple? If you put the couples in order, what's your order?
Dorian Manon,
Okay.
number 1. Lorcan Elide, a close second. Oh, I feel bad now. Aelin and Rowan are number 3, but
That's okay.
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's because they're so solidly together. And now they're married.
Adian and Lysandra, there's like a hint of something going on in this book. And
Yeah.
he's all like, I'm not going to go there with her. You know, she's got trauma.
Okay, Adian. Okay. Whore of Ardalan. Ardalan.
Yeah.
Otterland.
Arderlin.
Otterlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otterland.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna there's a lot going on with them right now, so they can't be too high on the list.
Yeah.
Who
How
am I
about you,
missing?
Rach? Well, I think
Oh,
that's
we're
it.
missing Kale because he's
Kale
away.
but
Yeah.
we can't talk about
Yeah,
them
we
yet.
won't talk about
No.
that.
And then there's the other badass couple, which is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's a
Which
good
is
one.
whisper. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about you?
I really liked Lorcan and Elide.
That's top.
Love
top.
them.
Yeah.
So
I love the I'm in love with you against my will. Like,
Mhm.
and I don't know that that's
forced,
love.
What's it called? Forced vicinity.
Forced proximity.
Forced vicinity.
Yeah, it's very much forced proximity. Like, I've
Yeah.
had to keep traveling with you, and I keep telling myself it's because I'm using you, but really, I could have left a long time ago, and I just haven't because I really kind of like you, and I don't know
Yeah.
how to say it.
He goes, okay, so I thought you might be really. When I read this part, I was like, oh, this is definitely why Rachel likes him. But he goes, you're really young, and I'm really old. And I was like, I bet Rachel loves the acknowledgement
You
of
are
the
very
age
young.
gap.
Yes.
You are very young.
Yeah,
and
let's
I
talk
am
about that.
Very old. I'm 500 years old.
Right.
And you are 20.
An infant.
You
Yeah.
are 20 years old. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Dorian isn't my favorite, but Manon is, and I love the like darkness of their connection.
Mm.
So I think that they take the top for me in this series, just because I love how like dark they're kinky.
They
Yeah.
They're
are
just so
kinky
fucking
as
kinky.
shit.
I love those extra arms, those magic arms.
Yeah.
It just would make really great, makes a great story, as well as all of the fan art is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Really, really raunchy. Had to put it in my hidden folder so that the kids
Put
don't
that
have.
in the spank bank.
Yeah, that's in the hidden spank bank folder, so that the kids don't open it up and see it. But I think I like Rowan and Aelin. But I like Elite and Lurkin. So I think mine is about
Yeah.
where yours is. But I think with most main characters, you kind of just, because I guess you don't have as much of the secondary plot, you crave them more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Writer's Corner. What did you think of the writing for this one?
This one was better, probably because she had a lot more to go through. So we hopped around quite a bit.
Mhm.
And you think
Yeah.
that works for you?
It worked. The
reading
buildup
her?
of everybody coming together, knowing everyone's effectively heading in the same direction, worked
Mhm.
really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I like-
beginning was it floundered a little at the beginning because we had to get everybody in motion.
Right.
We had to get everybody's out of Rifthold, but we had to get everybody back on track and doing shit.
Yeah, and
So
moving
like
around.
Aelin had to go and cleanse that temple for reasons which we don't find out for the next 17 to 25 chapters.
Right.
Very slow.
Yeah.
That gets a little, that does get a little old.
That's just. And
I
she
always
just-
have an ulterior motive.
It's like intentionally manipulative.
Yeah.
Because like you just have to sit on it. You just have to like sit on your hands and wait
Yeah.
for the questions and the answers, which is in what I think, if you zoom way out of all of her books, is really, really smart, because you know what happens? You get thousands and thousands of women or humans talking on TikTok about how tiny little details matter, because tiny little details matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in some ways it's frustrating, and in other ways it's like, this is why people are constantly making podcasts and TikToks about, well, what if?
Yeah.
Well, what if?
I do get it. It just, some things didn't need to stay hidden and we kept them hidden.
Sure.
And after a while it gets like, okay, well, why are we actually here?
Right.
Like, I know this isn't why whatever reason you've stated isn't true, because you do the same thing over and over and over again. And I always get frustrated with how angry she gets at Elena. Like, I get Elena isn't.
That was the last thing I listened to in the car, and I agree. I do not
It
like her
does not
snap.
make sense.
And you know why it bothers me? Because I'm a girl's girl, and I don't talk to women that way.
Right. She had
If
no
it was a
reason.
dumbass dude, maybe. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a woman. And for
Yes.
me, you respect each other.
Yeah, she made one mistake. She's been paying for it for thousands of years. And she
Literally in
saved
purgatory.
she saved your life and gave up the chance to see any of her loved ones ever again, because she doesn't get to go to the afterlife. She just disappears.
I agree.
And she's like, I hate that bitch.
Yeah,
I just hate that bitch.
I agree. And I don't think that in this book, that is a Selena trait, not an Aelin trait. So I actually think that is a poor decision
Yeah.
for her to treat Elena with that sharpness and that attitude.
Right.
Because, yeah.
And she spends so much time yelling at her to just get out with it that Elena doesn't have time to talk. Like, if you just let the woman talk,
Yeah.
she would probably have already told you. But instead, you're like, oh, are you going to do your, like, ghost thing where you, like, don't tell me what's going on? Again? Like, again?
Yeah.
Like, that's real fucking rich,
Yeah.
Aelin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's why I think that is a little bit out of place in this book. We're past that person.
Right.
That was
Selena.
Selena.
Yeah.
And that's what doesn't really compute.
No.
I like her irreverence in general, and I like her
But
blah, 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 especially with like the Ilkin, how the Ilkin comes and she's like, oh, another talker,
Yeah.
that's fine and all, but
not
just,
with women that are on your team.
yeah,
Right.
like where is this animosity coming from?
Exactly.
Right. It doesn't make sense.
And it made sense 3 books ago.
Yeah.
But it doesn't now. And I
Yeah.
think that pulled me out. I literally was just thinking about that.
Yeah. That was like,
I'm
Are
tired.
we really fucking doing
Yeah,
this again?
it's like when you're sitting in a room with someone and they're being mean to their mother.
Yeah.
And you're like, I understand having a hard time with your mother, but also,
Like, chill.
please don't talk to your mother like that in
Yeah.
front of other people.
Right. Yes.
Your mom might beat you at home,
And
but
she
can you be
does-
nice to your mom right now?
She does the same thing to Gavin. Is it
Yeah.
Gavin she meets on the rock?
Yeah.
She does the same thing to him where he's just coming to talk to her. You're probably never going to meet this person again. Literally just shut up for 15 fucking minutes so he can talk.
Like,
And she's
respect
just,
your ancestors.
and she's just like, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to be just like Elena and not going to tell me anything? And you're just like,
yeah.
stop talking so the man can talk.
Yeah.
Like,
and I
yeah.
just don't know what the purpose of that.
I can't think of a long-term way that's resolved later on.
Yeah, I just think it's a poor. It's not Sarah is wonderful, but I think she could have done that part better.
Yeah.
She could have shown some character growth by allowing Aelin to be a little bit more respectful of her ancestors instead of back to I'm a 17-year-old spoiled Selena brat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, even when she finds out that Elena saved her life, she's like, well, she shouldn't have done what she did in the first place because then she wouldn't have had to do all that.
Yeah, the
And
thing
you're just
that
like,
she never does. Yeah, she's got
You
way too
little
much
shit.
Aries and Taurus combo. It's like the stubborn fireness where she's like, she can't. It's like she's not self-reflective enough to. It's like hypocrisy,
It's hypocrisy.
constant
yeah.
hypocrisy, and like, okay,
And super self-righteous.
yeah, a lot of times, and only with it's the youth. It's like
Yeah.
the lack of experience, but having to do really hard things because she doesn't have the like wisdom to understand. Oh, I could make a mistake.
Yeah.
Humility,
Oh, I could
yeah.
do everything, and I could fail.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't have that. And it, yeah, at this point in her story, you expect for some of that to have shown up.
Right. I do like it when every time they're having like a planning meeting and she has like very definitive opinions and she will brook no discussion. They're like, oh, did you find this out in your years of being a military general?
Yeah.
Did you, Aelin? Because everyone at this table
It's just-
has had to plan this stuff before, and you
Right.
are 19 and you have not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and she is shouldering a huge burden. She is kind of this chosen one figure. She's got all this power,
Yeah.
but she still has this kind of self-righteous
Righteous.
Hey, girl.
self-righteous
Yes.
self-righteous attitude.
Like when she calls
Yeah.
the Valg to Skull's Bay without telling anybody that's
and
what she's going to be doing.
And what happens?
She almost gets everybody killed
Everybody
because only
almost
Lysandra
dies.
every magic we have established a magic universe where people cannot on the fly access the entirety of their magic. They need days to prepare.
And you didn't tell anybody.
And you didn't fucking tell anybody
Right.
Rude.
that you might
You
do
wrote
that.
you wrote 5 letters 8 months ago, but forgot to tell everybody that you were going to call in the Dark Army.
Yeah.
You were going to lure the Dark Army. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really cool. I like the strategy part. I like that she makes these decisions off page that like show up and you're like, But the hero of this book is Lysandra.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, her being this incredible, like, water dragon for
Think about
chapters and
Yes.
chapters.
Yes.
Think
and
about a girl
chapters.
that's been beaten down her entire life, oppressed, abused, and then all of a sudden she
Sexually
gets,
assaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she has like this power.
Like,
Of
incredible
course she's going to
power-
be a
power.
sea dragon.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
she's going to be something with sharp claws.
And we don't really get a great explanation on how Lysandra's power works as opposed to Aelin and Rowan's. Like, we know it has its limits, but how does she deepen it? And, like, is it just practice? Is it just like a muscle? Because it feels like her being that jade dragon for like hours.
Yeah.
I mean, she, like, it's incredible
there's
what she
a lot
accomplishes.
of mystery surrounding the shapeshifter's gift.
Right.
And that is explored more in Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I mean, it's never like fully explained. It's just a lot of mystery about it.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
I like Lysandra's. I like the shapeshifter.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I like that she can become anything and then she can change it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it takes the power to change it.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that she can be people.
Yeah.
She said she tried to be wind. I was like, smart.
I
Way to really stretch your
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah.
I was like, Rachel's gonna like that.
I like the part where she made her boobs smaller because I
Yes.
can relate to that
Exactly.
100%.
She was like, how do you try having them?
Yeah, like
Style
I'm gonna
these
go-
babies down.
Yeah.
Goes from a double D to like a comfortable low C or something or B.
Can you
or-
imagine the relief?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I can't.
Yeah. 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 They're not yeah. Next.
Yeah.
This
I think, which is why I think it's good Aelin's not in it. It's not her entire book.
yeah, and
Because every time Aelin's in it, it's very like, we're back to the like, oh, Aelin, we love Aelin. Aelin is the best. Like, that's how it felt every time.
Well,
she
except
was
for
in it.
when, she's meeting with her countrymen and they're like, we're not giving you the crown.
yeah.
Yeah, which is fair. Entirely fair. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, she loves to do this. She did the same thing in A Court of Thorns and Roses when we go to the like High Lord meeting and they're all like, oh, so now there's a High Lady. Like, that's not a thing. We're not recognizing that. Sarah J. Maas loves the like underdog female
Oh, but they
queen
did recognize the High Lady.
eventually.
Well, as soon as she had the tattoo, they were like, "Well, there it is." But they would never have done it
But
themselves.
yeah.
Right.
They would never have made. They weren't going to be the first person to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the Darrow guy. Wait, did we talk about that before, or did you and I just talk about?
I think
that?
we just talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't remember
I was like,
talking
I
about that.
remember talking
Yeah,
about that
because
with
he's
you.
like, you have been
Because he says
doing
everything.
what you want.
He goes, I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, Rachel's gonna love this shit. He straight up tells her everything that she feels about Aelin, like this entitlement to a queendom, this like, and it's not. There are politics here. She doesn't
Yeah.
get to just go home and take over.
Right.
People aren't all like, oh, Aelin, Ash River Galathinius, welcome home. Take the crown, 19-year-old lady.
Well, and that's what I was expecting. I remember reading it through the first time, and you just think she returns to Terrasen. There's going to be people throwing flowers,
Like Aslan coming home.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it was
Like
just
she's
like,
a
okay,
deity or
no,
like
that's reality is
Yeah.
not that.
The sex scene between Rowan, I know I'm just going back. It's just not. I think that's why, honestly, y'all, they didn't cast Anna Nesta. I don't.
No,
They don't
no.
have. I love. Does the word mate get brought up in this book?
Not really. Does it? No, I don't think
No.
it does.
At the end,
Do we find out?
When Maeve finally shows
Maeve
up and Maeve is like, let me
tells
lay out my
Aelin.
Okay,
entire
so
evil plan.
Aelin
Are you
just-
ready to take some fucking notes? She's
Yeah.
just like, here
Yeah.
we go.
Maeve
I'm
does.
gonna talk
Yes.
for 1 hour
Yeah,
about
on the
everything I've
beach
ever
with
thought.
her like flowing long black dress. She's
Yeah.
like, everyone get out a piece of paper because I'm about to tell y'all what I just did for
Oh,
the
you think you're a
Oh, yeah.
strategist?
Prepared a presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Can somebody bring my Google
Lights,
Slides in
please.
here?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody get out my PowerPoint. And she's like,
And 500 years ago, I did this.
yes. Yeah.
I've been here for 70,000 years. Cadre, prepare the power slide. No, wait, what are the power? Wait, no, what are the old school
PowerPoints.
things? The old things called with the vis-a-vis.
the overhead
Yeah,
projector things?
prepare
My
the overhead
transparency.
projector. Bring my transparency and my vis-a-vis.
Oh,
Right?
man.
I know.
Nostalgia.
She's got. Here's a vis-a-vis.
Oh, man. I would just love to write on a
And
transparency
then wipe it
right
off
now.
and get your hand messed up.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that are young, that is what you used to write on in school.
Yeah.
A transparency that
Google it.
Google it. Google it. It'll be something weird you've never seen before. Like a rotary phone.
So, okay, yeah. Yes. She tells her that she is actually Rowan's mate.
Okay, but she doesn't tell Rowan.
She doesn't tell Rowan
No.
because Rowan's not there.
So, okay.
But then, they tell Rowan when he gets there,
Yeah,
right?
because Manon is there.
Yeah,
Manon and
Manon-
Alid are
so-
right
Alid
there.
are there.
So let's walk through this. I'm going to ask some questions because I didn't get to reread the
Okay.
last part.
It's okay.
So, so they go to the marshlands. They find the key.
Yeah.
Alid and Lorcan show up. And is that when the armies converge?
Yeah, that's when Maeve shows up.
Okay, and so Maeve shows up on her armada at the
Right.
beach.
Mm-hmm.
And the marshland is close enough to the beach where that's where they are? Or do
Let's
they have
go
to
with
kind
that.
of travel?
That's where I imagine it in my head.
Okay, so the beach town.
Mm-hmm.
And so then where is Rowan?
Rowan's on the
fighting.
ship fighting.
So he's flying around, hawking it up.
He's
Yeah.
hawking it up.
Boat to boat, killing
Mm-hmm.
people.
Right.
And so it's Manon,
Alid,
Alid,
Lorcan,
Lorcan,
Aelin.
Aelin,
Aelin,
and
Fenris
and Maeve.
and the other guy. Who's
Gavriel.
Gavriel.
Gavril, Adian's dad.
Yeah.
Okay, kitty cat.
Yep.
And our new villain. Dang it, what's it?
Arwen.
Oh no, Kane or not
Kane,
Kane, but
Corso.
oh god, I remember.
Wait a minute. Connell? No, that's
I think it is Kane.
Kane.
It's not Kane because he's from the first book. He's the bad guy from the first.
Wait, it's the one that's Maeve's person, right?
Yeah, he's the new member of the cadre, and everyone hates him. The cadre all hate him because he's a sadist.
He likes to hurt people.
He loves it.
Yeah.
His favorite thing.
Is to cause other people pain.
He's like a torture specialist.
I'm a torturer. Torturer. Did y'all watch Lost?
Yes.
Yeah. Remember Saeed was a torturer? That's what that word reminds me of.
Saeed.
Saeed. He's so fine.
Forgot about the love of my life.
Yeah, Saeed.
You forgot about the love of your life.
Dang it.
I forgot about the love
Cairn.
of
Cairn.
Because I remember thinking
Like a cairn-
that's
cairn-
a tomb. A cairn is like
cairn
a
is a
type of
tomb?
tomb.
Ooh, nice wordplay, Janet.
But
Yeah. So okay, so they all in there, and then Maeve starts monologuing with her vis-a-vis and her projector.
yes.
She gets the projector
So
out.
does she tell
Yep.
everybody that?
And she's got Aelin like in chains. And
So how does she capture Aelin?
They fight, but Aelin's power is so depleted from the battle they just had.
from killing 500 Ilgan.
Yeah.
And the lead's like, it's because Aelin would have beaten her if she didn't do that first. I'm like, yeah, that's why Maeve did that. She was like, I'm gonna soften you up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
wear
then
your
I-
ass down.
Then I'm gonna come and be like, "Look
they're
how
like in a
powerful I
magic
am."
battle, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Maeve's really powerful. Though.
She's very
Yeah.
powerful. She's like blasting her with her darkness.
But not as powerful as the grandchild of Mala Firebringer
And Brennan.
and Brennan and the other guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
the guy
and
that she
Brennan.
loved so much. She became human. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So she gets like in chains, and she's like, "Well, now that I've got
iron
you."
chains.
Yes, iron chains. And
Which-
Manon is just standing there, and she's like, "Are you gonna help her?" And Manon's like, "No, I'm good." She's like, "I'm just gonna."
Is that
stand
really
here."
what
and Maeve
happens?
is like, I don't have a fight with you, Blackbeak. And she's like, all right.
She's like, "Cool, cool." Yeah, I'm fine. She's like,
Yeah.
no, go ahead. I'm listening.
She's overwhelmed.
No, it's
Wait.
because she's got the keys.
She's got the word keys in her pocket.
Because
Yeah.
so
Aelin dropped them in there.
and so Manon there's a strategy. See, I
Yeah.
like that. I know it's whatever.
No, that part was fine because
It's-
it wasn't something that she put it in Manon's
So-
pocket and didn't tell her. So that Manon later put her hand in her pocket and was like, "What are these pieces of stone in my
Wait,
pocket?"
what, did that happen?
No,
No.
it didn't.
She's
you're
saying,
glad
like,
it did.
I'm glad it didn't.
Can you turn me up a little bit? I don't
Yeah.
think I can hear me. Sorry. Thanks, Rach. Producer Rachel, thank you so much. Oh, there I am.
There you are.
Very loud
There you
in
are.
my ears.
Yes.
Okay. Whoa.
Are you too loud?
A little. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh no, it's too much. It's too much. I'm sorry.
be back where you were.
I don't know what was different. Maybe I just weren't. Well, I wasn't.
Is that better?
I wasn't talking into the
It was
microphone.
like a
We're
maybe?
talking
millimeter.
loud.
Maybe. Okay. Let me go low.
Way too low now.
Way too low.
Okay.
How this sounds like. Okay.
I turned it. I couldn't. I didn't even. I just touched the.
I know you. I know. I saw. I saw
This is
that.
all in your
That's
head.
what you do when you manage a restaurant and somebody asks you to change the air. You go, yeah, sure. Does that feel better? Yeah, it does.
Thank you so much.
You're
You're
so
welcome.
welcome.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So, Aelin whispers in Manon's ear.
No, she just puts it in her pocket.
Just
But
like,
Manon's
bloom.
with it.
And Manon knows because she's not an idiot.
So did Alid tell? So does Lorcan know that Alid had the word key at
Yes.
all?
Yes.
How did that happen?
That happens when they're in the marsh.
Okay.
Or no, they're on the boat. He's finally like, well,
When they're escaping,
The marsh.
after she stops to buy some tampons and
she
pads,
has to
and
stop
they
at
get,
the grocery store and get pads.
and they get
Codex.
turned in, and they end up
Codex.
getting on the boat. And she assures the guys who drives the boat,
The
like,
little
boat
fisherman
guy.
man.
Yeah, she's like, no, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be
She's
fine.
like, I swear to you, I give you my word
That you-
that
I
you
won't
are
kill
going
you."
to survive.
yeah,
That my boyfriend's
you're
not
gonna
gonna
live
kill
to,
you?
yeah.
yeah. And then Larkin's like, cool.
I'm
And
gonna
then he just not like kills the
kills
guy. And then he comes down and he's like covered it. He's wet because he was covered in blood, and he just like splashed himself. And she goes up on the deck, and there's a giant like bloody puddle on the deck. And she's like,
Where did he go?
she's like, you killed him, didn't you? And Larkin's like, just like a little. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That part really did make me
fine.
laugh. Like,
Yeah.
He's just a little dead.
He's
It's
just
fine.
a little dead. And
Yeah.
she's like, I promised him.
I
I
told
promised
him.
him he wouldn't die. And he's like, you promised him. I didn't say anything.
I didn't
And he's
say
like-
shit.
he's
We are
like, "I
not.
didn't say
We are
shit."
not one.
that's on you.
No, he was like, he was going to betray you and hurt you. And she's like, okay. And that's when they're like, let's sit down and let's put all of our cards on the table.
Did they
discussion.
confess their feelings for each other?
No,
Not yet.
no.
Okay.
But Lorcan tries to open the necklace. And that's when he comes out and he's like, I don't have one, but you do, don't you? And then I think
He realizes
does
that
he
what
real-
he
'cause
has
he's-
is fake.
Because he has been realizing that the power's there, but he thinks it's inside of her the
Yeah.
whole time.
yeah,
So he realizes that his Orinth medallion
is
is
fake.
Fake.
and that she has to have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then he doesn't take it. And so they're like, why didn't you take it? He's like, it's not mine to take.
Because he loves her.
yeah.
'Cause I
He
love
wants to
Alid.
marry her because
Yeah.
she's so little and tiny and nice.
With huge boobs.
And he's 7 feet tall with
Yes.
a giant dick.
I know. I love how every time you can see her boobs, we have to talk about it.
yes.
And about how men look at her and he doesn't like it. But then he literally gets shirtless and oils up to
greases
do
himself up.
greases
That's why you have to
himself
fight so
for
no
a
one can-
sword thing.
That's so no one can
No one
touch
can grab you.
No,
Yeah.
but that's just
You're
for the
slippery.
stage. He does that for the stage for his like sword fighting thing, sword throwing.
Yeah, he knows
because
what he's doing.
they're at
Oh,
the
he
players.
knows.
Those
Who
women were
knows?
throwing dollar bills up there.
I know.
Papa Loki.
Those village wenches were going wild over
It's
Lorcan.
just like the daddy of the book is definitely Lorcan.
For sure.
Yeah.
He is a daddy.
Yeah.
He's a super daddy. He's fine. If you look at any of he is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like
mean,
Lorcan.
I think
It's
Lorcan's
fine.
the most handsome man in these books, just like I think Cassian is the most handsome man in the other books.
That's interesting because they're opposites.
so I was at a ball game last weekend
Like personality wise.
Mm-hmm.
and I saw Resand.
I'm sorry.
You heard me.
I didn't though. Can you repeat yourself?
I was at a ball game
Did you
last
walk up
weekend.
to him and go,
This is why you carry handcuffs.
"Yo, what's Reese's last name?"
Reese. And the most handsome High Lord.
Wait, do they have surnames?
Night Court. No.
Lucian has one.
Yeah, he does.
I know. It's something weird. I can't remember.
Recent.
Rysand, Night King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the ball game.
Well, anyways, I saw like this man and he had black hair and he was stunning. And he was sitting like kind of diagonal, and my sister's sitting next to me, and we both like see him at the same time, and she's like, "That's an older Rysand," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like it
Did
is.
you tell him? I would have told him.
Was he there with somebody
Sir.
or was he alone?
Sir.
No, he was like a scout.
Sir, sir.
He was one of those
Have
dudes
you-
with the little laptops, like sitting writing.
Have you ever heard the word Rysand?
Yeah, again,
And
this
he'll
is
be
why
like-
you carry handcuffs.
Yeah,
Has
somebody.
anyone ever told you?
No, have you ever heard the word Rysand? And he'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "Has anyone ever told you look like Rysand?" And he'd be like, "No." And he'd be like, "Look that shit up," and then walk away. That's how I do it.
Not giving your phone number or
So
anything.
upset you weren't there then.
Yeah, I would have been like, "Okay," and then
Look
I
it
walk
up.
away,
Just leave.
and then leave.
Yeah.
Drop it.
You'd have
and-
to leave after
and
that.
then-
Like you'd have to leave the
I'm
premises.
not weird, I promise. Yeah,
Like get in your car and drive away.
run there first.
I don't know
I'm gonna
how we
start
got
loo-
there,
I'm
but
gonna start looking for them in real life too.
If you find a 6'7" tall, 6'7"
Oh.
dude,
A Lorcan,
yeah, Lorcan, then do inform all of us. Yeah.
fucking Lorcan.
that was involuntary. I've never made that sound before in my life.
Never heard
We got it recorded too.
I'm so glad that's recorded. I've never done that before.
I wonder how that would be described in a book, because I always tried. Y'all know what I've started doing? Okay, just because it reminds me of this. You know how she always says they turn their head as if they were an animal, like they weren't human. And Nesta does it all the time. I do that when I'm mad now. I go
Nice.
like an animal.
Yeah, the
I
little,
go
like,
like
feline
like
like.
feline like
Yeah,
where
they're
you're like
always
a
feline.
hunter or a prey. I turn my head like a oh really?
Yeah.
Oh really? But like what noise, how would she, or like what's teeth sucking sound like? Is that what it is? Because Aelin
Yeah,
does it all the
They
time.
do it all the time, and I think it's like, or tongue clicking. Is
They
that-
always click their tongue. And she also goes, "Ach." She does like the
Ugh.
OCH, "Ach."
Is that what
like,
like that is?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
I think
is-
it's like, oh,
But what is teeth clicking or teeth sucking?
teeth sucking is
Like a tisk sound.
Uh,
But she does
Okay.
click her tongue a lot.
what
too.
I just did. I don't know.
that was like
That's
a,
like
it was like
a
a bray.
You couldn't know.
You
was
braid like a horse.
very-
Is braying a word?
Yeah, braying is a word.
If that's the sound horses make, right? Like,
yeah.
that's what it was like.
It was,
But more guttural.
but more and more
animal-like.
airy.
Yeah.
Like, that's
You
actually
it
how
just-
Lorcan makes
Lorcan
you feel.
put you in touch with a
Wow.
part of yourself.
If Lorcan's
Just-
7 feet tall, how big is his penis? It's got to be at least a good
It's gotta
9,
be-
10 inches.
I mean, anything over like 7's just greedy.
Yeah.
Because you're.
I really
you-
hope
only
that it's
so
too
much
much
fits.
stretch.
I don't,
Only
I
so
don't want
much
it to be
stretch.
more than 10.
I know.
In my mind, I don't want it to be more than 10 because that's kind of scary.
So I learned, I didn't know
Like,
this.
not in a good way.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this. But, and you might have, and forgive me, you can orgasm if a dick hits the back of your cervix.
For some people, yes.
What the fuck? That's wild. No wonder these fey bitches are having orgasm after orgasm. If it touches bottom, you can.
For some
Fe-
people, it's
female-
unpleasant. For some people, it's.
It's
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
actually.
And the
have an
cervix is
orgasm.
not that far away.
Yeah,
No, it's
I
not
always
as deep
wonder
as you
if
think.
you're shorter. Is your cervix shorter?
It's this. Like, do this with your hand. That's like
The length of your pinky?
Can you take
Or,
a picture of
like,
this and put it on the gram, please?
The hang 10
length
symbol?
from your pinky.
hang
yeah,
10.
do the hang 10.
This is
Yeah.
how long my cervix is?
No, that's how long your vagina is.
Okay.
So from the opening to the cervix.
Rachel.
My mom, I'm sorry.
Becky.
Mom, we're talking about cervixes right now.
We're talking about Kate's vagina.
Yeah, so just so because I'm smaller, mine is smaller.
Mhm.
Yeah. I thought so.
Like, look, see? Being short's a superpower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got me a smaller vagina.
Yep.
So if you're a tall woman, vagina.
Yeah. Technically, the whole outside area is your vulva.
Vulva, yeah.
Yes. So we
Which
should
I've
I've
really
been trying
call
to
it
use
the
the
vulva.
word. I've been trying to use the word vulva more.
Oh
Yeah.
my
But I'm
god.
talking about vagina.
Yeah,
I'm
vagina
talking
is
about
the
vaginal canal.
I'm
Yes.
trying
Yeah.
to never use the word vulva again.
You need to normalize the word
I know.
vulva
I
because
it's a
we
problem.
are using the wrong
It's a
words to describe
personal
parts.
problem.
And
Yeah.
you know what that leads to?
What?
Men taking their girlfriends to the doctor because they think they have a growth. And that growth is a clitoris.
What?
That happened.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we have got to start normalizing women's body parts.
Yes, using
This-
the real world, the
Yeah.
real word.
The vulva.
Yes.
And lots of
So,
different
not a
I'm so-
flower.
No.
vulvas are so
No secret
fascinating.
garden.
They look so different.
Everyone's is different.
It's so
Yeah.
different. You have external ones, internal ones, big labia, little labia. I follow a bunch of Instagram accounts that are different vulvas because I'm fascinated by it. I don't get to see vulvas.
Right.
Yeah,
We
it's
don't look at
fine.
each other's vulvas.
Right.
So we don't
it's not
realize.
like guys, like they know
I mean,
what
I've
they
seen
all look like.
hundreds of penises.
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
I'm just kidding. Like 20 maybe.
Somewhere else.
Fine, maybe
in there.
like 60 is fine.
No shame here. It's perfectly fine.
I am an empowered woman and I love a big D. But yeah, so anyways, okay.
So,
Vulva tangent aside.
yeah.
I just feel like at a certain point, I don't know why romance writers feel compelled to make it so giant that they have to like adjust. Because Aelin had to do that. Like when they finally got together, he had to like wait for her to adjust.
The word, if Lysandra was the hero of the story, the word of the book is undulate. Because there was a lot of undulating
Yeah.
constantly. They were undulating. I was undulating. I don't even know what undulating means. Rachel?
I thought I did until you said it that many times, and now I'm not.
Undulating or ungulating?
Undulating is the
Do-
word.
Undulating is just like to,
Is it with a G?
I don't know.
Am I just saying it
No,
wrong?
it's not with a G.
Oh,
I do
have
think
another
ungulate is a word.
mispronunciation that I want to really talk about.
All right. Like worse than recent?
Yes, it's
Okay.
just really, it really hurts me. So I just read the book for Fourth Wing. Great book. Read it for yourself. I don't know if we'll ever get to talk.
When will I ever have time?
Never, but it's
An
awesome.
ungulate is a type of book.
Ungulate?
I mean, a type of animal. Why did I lose the word animal?
Okay,
It's a
so
type of animal.
What does
but
it mean when you undulate? to get-
Undulate is to like move up and down, like
yeah,
ripple.
undulate.
Yeah.
Is that with a G?
No, it's with
No.
a D.
Okay,
Duh,
so
duh,
I'm
duh.
saying it correctly. Undulate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another word. Wyvern. The narrator who
mean-
I love. Do I mean wyvern?
Yeah.
It is actually wyvern. She
Yeah.
pronunciates it the wrong way the whole time. So I see this Dungeons and Dragon guy on TikTok saying wyvern, and my smartass was like, "Bitch, that's not how you say that." I
It's
listened.
with.
I listened to 6 books.
I don't like
where
that.
they say wyvern.
I don't like wyvern.
I don't either. Abraxas
It
is a
doesn't sound
but
nice.
it is wyvern because then I looked up the pronunciation and it is in fact wyvern.
Damn it.
I know. I
They
listen.
call him wyvern in that world. It's fine.
I know, but I just.
It's our own world. It's our own mass verse.
But that's like saying that it's okay to say reason. Thank you for that silence. Anyways, I just thought it was funny because this narrator does say wyvern the entire series, and it is in fact wyvern.
all right. Well,
But that's okay. I'm always Abraxas is a wyvern. I kind of wish I had named Henry Abraxas, and I would have called him Brax.
thanks. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how he goes and finds all the others.
He's
She's
so
like, you
smart.
gotta go, and just go. I don't know, eat animals or whatever. Take your time. I'm gonna go do a dangerous thing. And Abraxas
Wait,
is
does
like,
that happen?
yeah, he's like, I think I'm gonna go find all of your friends and bring them here.
So she sends him off. Okay, tell me about that. 'cause-
She's like, you got to go for like 4 days
Yeah,
because they're
'cause-
going into the marshlands,
And she doesn't want him
and they
to be-
can't bring him. He'll draw too much attention, and it's dangerous.
so she
and blah,
tells him, "Hey, go away, but find me again," or does she send him away?
blah. She sends him away. She says for like 4 days.
Yeah, She's like, go for like 4 days and then come back. And when they come back, it's been longer and
So
he's
is
not
the
back.
way
And she's
Manon's
super
story ends in this is the 13 show up?
Yep.
Oh, I love that so much. I can't wait. To
And
listen.
Alid like runs into them. Like I love that. They just like
yeah.
Okay,
Because
we
that's
can't
when
talk
she
about
gets
the
mad at
13.
Lorcan. Because she's like, fuck you,
having
Lorcan.
a
And she just runs off. She's
Yeah,
like, I got my
so-
girlfriends now.
Yeah.
okay,
These are my women.
Lorcan, Alid sees Lorcan with Maeve.
Yeah.
And that's got to be rough, right? This is the woman that's basically got your man's balls clenched in her hand.
Yeah. She says
Yeah.
jump and he says,
Yeah.
How high?
yeah.
So he's, fighting that. And then she breaks the blood oath with him, which
Does
is
that
more
hurt him?
slitting of the hand.
Does that hurt him?
Yeah. I think it's like more of an emotional pain, though. Like
Yeah.
physiologically, it's like they just like crumble. Like
Like a
it's
severing.
it's like
Yeah,
a
like an
severing of
amputation.
yeah.
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
something
'cause-
he's felt for.
Because she breaks
years.
Gabriel's and she breaks his.
With
Okay.
no
Like-
honor. They get a dishonorable discharge.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But-
tough.
But they're discharged.
But
Yeah.
they are
So-
discharged.
Let's scoot back in the book. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump.
No, it's fine.
Let's go back in the book and talk about when Manon kills her grandmother or fights her grandmother.
Bites her grandmother, yes. And we find out she's Kraken.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
she's a Kraken and that she was born of love.
Yeah.
That thing that has been, she thinks she doesn't understand, but we're all like, Manon, you love like everything, bruh.
Yeah.
You love everything. Look at what your dragon's doing. Wyvern. Your wyvern is over there smelling flowers.
Yeah.
Like he's a soulmate to you. Your other half, the part of your soul. Look how sweet and cuddly he is. Like my little dog.
Look at your 13, like how much
How much
they,
you love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for her to for the way that scene plays out, where she just like, you think that this is about to happen, and then all of a sudden she turns around and like,
The
did
whole
she
ti-
cut somebody's head off?
No,
she was
she just-
supposed to be cutting off
But
Astron's.
she
Astron's
attacks
head,
her grandmother.
and
Yeah.
she
She
instead,
slices her grandmother down the
Yeah.
chest, and
Yeah.
and then just when she
then
realizes,
they get the nails out.
Yeah.
and that's when she realizes that G-Maw has never really shown how good at fighting she is.
Yeah,
Right.
and also Gma. Something else scary about Gma.
She's just scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She a bad bitch.
I really forgot my.
I didn't really.
thought.
I thought it was really cool. I hadn't realized it. I didn't catch it in my first read that the 3 different covens represent physically the 3 different versions of the mother.
Yeah.
The crone.
Which
the-
where does
three-faced
that
goddess.
mythology come from? Because that's everywhere.
It's just like a
Like is it like a myth thing, or was there actually like a deity that is the mother, or like the 3, the maiden?
It's just
Maiden,
like an
mother,
archetype.
crone.
yeah, it's
Made
just
them
like it's a story archetype. Yeah.
Okay. I was curious about that because it shows up a lot, and especially in the mass verse, it's always 3s.
Mhm.
3 women. 3, this, Bryce, Aelin, Farah.
Father,
like,
Son, Holy Ghost.
yeah.
Yeah.
Except for, yeah. So I was just curious about that. But the blue bloods are the maiden. And then Manon is the mother. And then the yellow legs are
Yellow
the
legs are the
crone.
crone.
So they are the ones that get old and ugly, which is why they're the meanest, because they're upset about that.
Yeah, they're pissed.
They don't even care.
I would hate to be the yellow legs
I mean, I think there's so much beauty in old age. So,
for sure.
except for they let their
I just
teeth
think of-
rust, and
Unless
I'm-
you eat tiny babies.
Yeah, I just feel
Or
like these
just-
ones are not pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they let their teeth rust, and I hate that. For some reason, that makes me the most ick.
Yeah, it's like nails on chalkboard.
Yeah, it's just the taste of like iron in your mouth. Your mouth would constantly taste like blood,
Which is what
but
they
like,
like.
rusty, dirty blood.
Yeah.
Tetanus. Your mouth smells like
I
tetanus.
did like that Sarah J. Mass included that Manon's blood would taste coppery. Did you notice that? Because her blood is blue and not red.
Oh. So it tastes like copper versus like iron.
Iron.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Cool.
So I was like, oh, Very good.
Clever girl.
You thought of that.
Very good.
Very good.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you a star.
Gold star.
I'll
Your
highlight
homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended on kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
A very it was a very Sarah J. Maas ending because you
Yeah.
thought it ended, she left, and then all of a sudden these people start like on the
Wait,
dawn
does-
of the third day, look to the horizon. Like they all start coming up over
What's
the
that from?
from Lord of the
Lord
Rings.
of the
Yeah, I know.
Rings?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
joking.
you're good at that.
I
Because
know.
all of a sudden, like, even the silent assassins,
Yeah, they
up.
show up.
Literally, everybody shows up. on this
Briarcliff
beach.
shows up. What's
Yeah.
our girl? Oh, don't tell me what's her name.
Ansel.
Ansel.
Yeah.
Ansel shows up. Our boyfriend from the desert shows up.
Yep.
Does Kale show
And
up?
uses his
No.
disused voice.
No,
At this moment, Kale is
still down in.
No, but what's that? The place that she was supposed to go and assassinate the leader, but never did.
Oh, that's her cousin.
Her cuz shows up in like a longboat.
Glenn. Yeah, they're from. It starts with a G. Glenn.
Gwendolyn.
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 You are trying to put G's in everything.
I think
Starts with a
so.
G.
Good.
Argalon.
Yeah, they show up in like a Viking
Ungulate.
boat.
Ungulate.
Giant Viking boats.
It's just it comes around the corner and they're like, we've never seen that kind of boat before.
Where is this boat from?
Where's this boat from? And
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, cousin, I'm really sorry I didn't come for you 10 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah,
I love
that
the
was
different
good.
accents.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
I'm going to be a narrator, except for I will pronounce words correctly instead of leading people astray for books on it.
right.
Wyvern. Hurts my heart.
Yep. And they're all like, Aelin knew she was gonna die. She knew all along.
She's always been reckless with her life because she's
Yeah.
reckless all the time.
It was kind of a Harry Potter moment. Like, she found out the seventh Horcrux is inside her.
Yeah.
Gonna have to die.
Yeah, because it's not the key
Really
that they
like that
find.
house.
They just find the mirror. And then Dorian's like, I
Mm-hmm.
kind of think you guys need to touch the mirror right now on the eve of this battle. So can we do that
I just
right
have a feeling.
now? And so he takes them down there. And I love this part because they touch the mirror and they disappear. And then Adian pops up from behind a box. She literally describes it as him having popped up from behind a box. And he's like, what just happened? And then he beats
Nothing?
up Dorian off page because we come up and Dorian has like a big black eye. And Adian's like, asshole over there sent Aelin and Manon off to who fucking knows where. And
Yeah, Aiden-
luckily, I was taking a shit downstairs behind this box, and I popped up at just the right
Just
moment,
happened to be down there.
lurking in the cargo hold for literally no reason. And that's when we get the like sense around version of what happened, where we find out like why Elena, what happened with Elena, what happened with Erewhon last time.
Right.
And the fact that Brannon could have just told his daughter what was going on and everything would have been fine and none of this would have happened.
But it was a lack of communication that once again ruined everything.
Yes.
Yep. Lack
Yeah.
of
People would just
communication.
learn to communicate.
For years and years and years, he didn't tell her. He had the lock and didn't tell her.
Yep.
And so she was like, well, if he's not going to use the lock, I'm going to use the lock.
Yep. I think the part where, this is me kind of bouncing again, but first of all, I don't really like the pirates. The pirate part was still really hard to read for me. I had to
Yeah.
Arg.
yeah, Ralph, I'm like, pirates? I don't know why. I can't pay attention to fucking pirates.
Fucking pirates.
Yeah, but the part where Deanna comes and takes over her body, she
Yeah.
Yes.
brings in and the goddess, and we get the first glimpse of these apathetic god creatures, deities, and we get a look at that. There isn't really she's not good or bad. She's just powerful,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
and she doesn't really care.
And that they're from another world.
And that they're
they
from
got
another
trapped
world.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we get that glimpse. And I think that pulls, that kind of opens up. That's, I think, the first time in her books where we get this like higher glimpse of these different type of beings.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Except for who is it in A Court of Thorns and Roses? Their friend that's trapped in a body.
Oh yeah,
Amryn,
Amryn.
Amryn was described as basically an archangel.
Yeah.
So that is really important in understanding those little things once
Yeah.
we get to Crescent City, which I need to tell you something at dinner about that I
Okay.
saw that messed with my mind. But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting move because it's such a like, what? Now we're like portaling in deities.
Yeah, because
Where's that gonna go?
Aelin uses the lock and then they all show up and they're like, what the shit? That's not what that was for.
So the
She's
lock,
like,
she uses the lock in this
"Whoopsies."
book?
yeah,
at the end?
Aelin tells her how she used the lock the first time.
Okay.
Because her mother, Mala, gave up her life to make the lock. And then Brandon was just like, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going
Because
to tell
don't they
anybody.
have to make another lock? Isn't that the goal?
or recharge it or something.
recharge it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
So did
remake
they
it because
run-
at some point it got mangled. I literally don't remember when it ever
And
got
it gets
mangled.
confusing. I always get
gets
confused.
very confusing.
I'm like, what is happening? So when she goes in the mirror, she sees other gods.
She sees
she
what
sees
happened.
the past.
So she sees
Like
Elena locking Erewhon in the coffin.
Like she's
Sure.
watching a movie.
And they're like,
Like
literally,
Rachel sees books in her head.
that was for sending us all home. And you used the one use it had.
So the gods are mad at her.
yeah, to just lock this dude in a box. We were going to take him back with us to our realm where he had no power and we were just going to kill him for you. Like that was
And
what.
you've ruined it.
And you fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
And now you're going to pay for all of eternity.
Yeah.
So, and your
And
ancestor.
your bloodline's got to
Yeah.
fix it.
And your bloodline's going to hate you because she's kind of a bitch. And like, just it.
Yeah.
That's
So
what-
so do you think that Aelin's constant visceral meanness towards Elena is actually just the blood right?
no. No, I don't.
No.
Even though,
just trying
although
to be,
Elena
just trying to give her
does,
a little grace.
Elena is
appreciate
like,
that.
Yeah.
Elena is like, my whatever, my
grandkid.
grandkid or whatever can give her life for this. It's fine. And Selena's like, or Aelin is like, oh, you just gave me up like that. And she's like, well, I didn't know you. I didn't know who you
You
were.
weren't born yet.
You weren't born yet.
It was a hope towards a better day versus let's deal with it right now.
Yeah.
She didn't really have any other choice. If her fucking dad had communicated,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have been in that issue. They wouldn't have been in that. Aurelia
Right.
wouldn't have been.
And we don't know what he was waiting for.
Yeah, I really want to know, and this is spoiler warning for all the Massverse because we're not doing a super talk, are we? Do we think the Vogs are Princes of Hell?
Probably.
Yeah.
Right? Erwin sounds a lot like Adis. Like the Adis isn't a prince of hell from another book. I think we're gonna learn that the Vogue end up being they are from.
They're the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah, and that they're from hell, but I think hell is just another place.
Yeah.
And there's some talk and thought about Illyrians also being of hell, from hell, because they're so different, because they got bat wings, demon wings, and not angel wings. Curious, just thinking, like, I think that might happen. Also, for if Aelin ever does show up in any of these other books, I hope she's like 300 years old.
Yes.
Yes.
I really do, because maybe
Yeah.
she'll be like someone that Rachel could be friends
A
with.
little bit
Yes.
more settled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah, with like tons of kids and shit.
Because at this point, I can't see her compromising with anybody.
Right, that's why I'm hoping
forming
she's,
a
like,
group and like a cooperative group.
200, 300 years old.
Because it's just going to be Aelin and Feyre.
But you
and
let her-
just all having all their own plans and literally just getting together and being like, no, I haven't done anything
mean,
yet.
if
Have
you-
you done anything yet? Absolutely not. I just leave every night and I
Yeah.
go sit on the porch and I watch the stars rise.
There's
Yeah.
this one lady on TikTok. She's so funny. She does all these different characters. She'll be like, who's the baddest bitch? And it's like, she starts off as Nesta, and it's like Nesta talking to Amryn, and then they're like, yeah, it's you, and yeah, it's you. And then it's like, Aelin comes in, and like, yeah, it's you. And then like Manon comes in, she goes, and they're all like, oh yeah, it's definitely Manon. It's definitely Manon.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
100% Manon's the baddest
Yeah,
bitch.
I did like
She's the
Milan's line
baddest.
when she's talking to Dorian, and she's like, "You don't get to do that to me again unless you want to find out all the parts of me that are made of iron."
It's
And
her.
he's like,
He likes
I love it. Let me get my demon arms. my powerful black shadow hands.
Oh, that got me.
But they, anyways,
Ghost arms.
they're always forgetting their names during sex. Always. They're
because-
like, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what my name was.
I was-
But I remembered his name because I could scream it.
and that was like, and they get rebooted. And then, I knew his name, but not my own.
Yeah.
Well, they say that when you're having an orgasm, you can't feel anything, which is why it can be so cathartic because you cannot feel anything, but it overtakes you. So I imagine that is how Sarah J. Maas.
I don't know. I'm a virgin.
Okay.
Your child's an immaculate conception.
Yes.
Immaculately
got it.
conceived.
Yes.
That's so funny. No, I thought of something else and I can't remember.
Sorry, I interrupted you with orgasms.
That's okay.
Even
Always,
Manon.
that's
Even
fine.
Manon is like, I didn't remember my own name. I didn't remember anything that was happening.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad that Dorian tore her up.
Me too.
She deserved that shit.
She needed that.
Yeah.
She deserved it. She deserves Dorian.
Yeah.
I don't think Dorian deserves her, but I think that's how much I like Manon.
Wow.
Yeah, it did not feel as like I'm excited for Elide and Lorcan. Like I'm ready for that pairing.
Yeah.
And Rowan and Aelin to me kind of felt like when Feyre and Rasan finally got
And then you're
together,
just
and
like-
you were just like, "Oh God, can we stop,
Can you stop doing blowjobs by the war tent?
please?"
No more blowjobs in the war tent.
Like, it was fine when they first got together, but like once they're married and we're settled, it just feels voyeuristic. Like I don't
I
want to
don't
be
want to
watching
see
that
the
shit anymore.
intimacy. It becomes gross. It's not gross. That's the wrong word. It just becomes like, I don't need to see your cute little love
Yeah, and that's how Rowan and Aelin
get
felt
really quick.
really quickly.
Yeah.
And then, but Dorian and Manon, I did not see that. I mean, I saw it coming because I see where we were going, but I wasn't like, oh, I want them to get together. I'm just like,
And their sex gets better.
seriously?
Dude, that is they are
They get
great.
they
are the Cassian and Nesta of this series.
The passionate couple.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the ones that are up to no, like, all kinks a go,
Yeah.
you know?
All kinks ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
they're both, I think, because of their fucked up, dark backgrounds. I mean, she is Vogue,
Yeah.
and he was Vogue. I think that darkness in them, their kinks show up the same way. And I love that is a magical thing when two people who love being like,
when your kinks align.
when your kinks
Yeah.
align, that is really beautiful. I mean, there are literal books.
gonna stitch that
Esther
on a
Perel
pillow.
writes a whole book about. It's called Mating in Captivity, and it's all about what happens if your kinks don't align and your sex leaves your marriage and how you get that back. And so kinks aligning is a really powerful thing, and I really love that for them.
Love it.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Elite and the Lurkin is a slow build. It's a slow burn.
Ooh.
And then it's like all of a sudden you get
I can't do it again. I wish I could make that sound again.
Fine. I'll sample it and we can just put it in anytime we need to.
Yes.
Seriously.
Put it
Can
on
you
a
make
button.
buttons?
Yeah,
Is that
I
what
can
those
make
do?
buttons. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, we're gonna do that. Oh my god, so oh. No, so that's what those buttons do?
Yeah.
So you could set them. So we could have a button that's just like butt stuff.
Butt stuff.
We could have butt stuff.
Butt
My
stuff.
brain.
Well, they'll come up. More will happen organically. But I was always curious how that happens in podcasts, where they like all of a sudden
Yeah.
there's like the one podcast I listen to, the Raven sound every time there's like an email or something. How do you do that? The buttons.
Yeah. Or you can put it in post, but it's easier to do it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we'll do because that way we can smash it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, yeah.
We'll call it the Lorcan sound.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break, a short break after this, after before we move on to the last 2 books.
Right.
Right.
Because we're going to do some LGBTQIA plus books for June.
Yeah.
Holla.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And it'll give us a nice break.
Right. So we're going to do the Psalm for the Wild Built and Prayer for the Crown Shy.
Okay.
And they're pretty short.
Yeah.
Let me look up the author. I'm almost certain it's Becky Chambers, but I just want to
It's the same. Are they sequels?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a twosome and the series over.
Yeah,
Oh,
duology.
a duology. I love that. I love a good duology. I love a good series too, but Lord, sometimes they can be overwhelming.
Yeah. Becky Chambers.
Becky Chambers.
Yep. And the main character is a monk named Sibling Dex because the main character is non-binary.
Okay.
So it's an excellent series. I'm really looking forward to doing it.
Have you read it?
I've read the first one, but I haven't read the second one.
Okay, don't read ahead of us.
I won't.
Okay.
But that's what we need. We will be releasing those in June.
Okay.
Because we'll be going to a bi-weekly schedule.
Right. So I'll start reading those soon. Tomorrow.
Yes.
After I finish this one, because I would like to finish it.
Yeah.
Also, heads up, we are changing formats in a few months.
Yes.
And also, ACOTAR news. ACOTAR 6 comes out in 2025.
What?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
But I don't know. But it does.
2 more years? Another year and a half?
Yeah. But we're getting Crescent City in 2024.
Yes.
So it won't feel. And they'll probably connect in some way. Because
I don't
those
know.
universes converge.
Yeah.
Shh, spoilers. Shit. Yeah.
It's
I'm going to
fine.
suck my teeth
Don't
at you.
don't
People know
listen
why
to
we're
us
here.
if you haven't read these. All right, is it time for chips and dip?
It is time for
Yep.
chips and dip. So follow us on the Instagram if you want to keep up with what we will be doing. All the changes, everything will come in July.
I think that I'm gonna do a TikTok when we switch formats.
That could be fun.
I'm gonna make Lahaba's Library the official TikTok for Feast, Sheath, and Shatter.
I'm excited.
A book chat podcast.
So we will talk to you guys all next time.
Wait, do they get to hear our songs?
See you next
No,
time.
but in July.
Not yet.
Don't.
It's a
I'm
surprise.
teasing it. We're being. It's a slow burn.
This is a slow
my
burn.
It's a slow burn.
God,
And when they
song.
hear the song, it's going to be like the first time
Did
Alita
you-
and Lorcan.
And I'll probably put it on the
But they-
Patreon for people to download if they want to.
But they don't. It's off page. Yeah. I'm actually going to read a fanfic about it tonight that I found.
I'm actually going to write one tonight. So
Yeah, good for you. Thanks. Way to one up me. No, that's perfect. Let's all write our own lead and our next challenge will be to write our own fanfic and then come back. I really, at some point, I'm just going to throw this out there. At some point, I want to read Manacled. Have y'all heard of that?
no.
Okay, it is. I know you don't do Harry Potter, but it is what happens if Voldemort won, and it is about Draco and Hermione, and it is a spicy book, and it kind of is like The Handmaid's Tale, because that's what would have happened if Voldemort had won.
Okay.
It's a fanfic.
It's a fanfic.
Yeah.
It's a fanfic that is
Book length.
and real, and people are like obsessed with it.
Okay.
I know you're. I don't.
It's fine. I have read Harry Potter. Parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parts of it.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be cool. I'm just really interesting. And maybe it'll be another one of those books that I'm literally reading like 3 books a week right now.
Yeah.
I read the Ties That Bond series. Bad. Kind of smutty. First Reverse Harem.
Man.
I got a good reverse harem. We'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw that on the.
We'll put it on the
We'll go.
list.
Let's go eat some chips and talk about it.
All right.
Okay.
So until next time, friends.
Okay,
Bye, guys.
It
Bye.
was great to see you.